Oh, this is an interesting setup. These are just my curtains in the bedroom. And kind of reminds me of like Twin Peaks or something. But yeah, it's been a while since I made these videos. It's taking time to sort of figure things out and see what I actually wanted to do with these things. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might just keep it simpler and just talk about my progress because it's more just to track that. Anyway, so I came up with this thing and I wanted to talk about this originally. I've been doing self-improvement, but I haven't actually like found a way to track progress. And I think my girlfriend was like, well, how do I even know if people are, or if I'm improving or not? How do people follow along? And that's a good point. So I wanted to kind of break it down for these things. So I had like energy level, which is just like my running, and then my stress levels. I think I tracked that with my little nicotine gum and how much I use that. But my itch and my health is like a big one that I want to figure out. And then there's videos, which I don't really know. I started doing photography. I wanted to like write a new book or sort of like plan a TV series or something like that. So there's like too many things going on. Socializing, I've been going to like little meetups, and I wanted to like make new friends. So that was one of the things I wanted to do. And income is sort of like, I guess I'm trying to figure out my whole career thing. So, but I'm starting to realize this list is too many things, and I also not totally convinced this is how I want to track it yet. I guess at the same time, I was thinking about, I guess last night I was like feeling itchy and weird again, even though I was like trying to fast to drop down my inflammation. Yeah, I've been neglecting something which like kickstarted this whole thing, which is like my emotional states and my feelings. And it's weird because once I started tracking all of these things, I kind of like neglected that part again, which is strange because the whole point was to like improve how I feel. Part of it is like I stopped meditating, and that was like one of the things I did before these JLOG things, which talk about practicing peace. And I think that's important. Like I need to like boost my energy so I can go do more stuff, but I also need to like learn to calm down and feel okay and feel present in the moment. So it's like this boundary of like pushing in both directions, where I have to like increase more energy but actually relax more as well, so that I can like move back and forth between those two states. My itch and stress and stuff is all related, so when I actually like feel calmer, it's better. But last night I was like not feeling great, and I was feeling frustrated and feeling hurt and stuff, and I realized that I haven't been letting myself actually feel those things. So in some strange way, like me kind of trying to regiment things and structure things, which is a good practice, like discipline, is another like paradoxical thing. Like structure doesn't quite allow for like feelings. You kind of just ignore the feelings to like push through all the structure. But yeah, I have to like allow myself to actually feel things and feel things in my body and feel frustrated and feel upset and feel mad or sad, or and like let this sort of pain and disappointment or whatever it is sort of like wash through me so that I can get through it on the other side. Because otherwise I'm just feeling like I'm just like suppressing them, which is the main goal, or one of the main goals in the first place. Yeah, having grown up with certain traumatic incidences and things, the main reason I want to change myself, and I think that I can change myself, is because I didn't realize I was like out of touch with my emotions. Coming back in touch with them is like to reintegrate those parts of myself together, instead of like actively sort of blocking it out all the time. And that's like, how do you track that progress? It's mainly just by how you feel. And part of me thinks, the whole nerdy part of me thinks it's like also how we use language and how we speak and how we react to things is kind of how we track those things. But yeah, I'm still figuring out the metrics. As a little aside, because I've been struggling with my skin and stuff, and it's been peeling and falling off, and been hiding away from the world. I've been kind of like on the computer and watching stuff more again. And I realized that kind of puts me into a certain mood. But what I was going to say is, like, I was watching these YouTube videos, but there's this one which is talking about whether fish were self-aware. I guess this is my nerdy aside for the video. The famous thing that's done with animal consciousness and awareness is the whole mirror test, which is you put an animal up to like a mirror and then they see themselves and they're like, who is this? And then they like, eventually if they can figure out it's themselves, then they pass the test and they are self-aware. The main metric is like you put a dot on their forehead or whatever, or on their chin, and then if they like touch it on themselves because they see it in the mirror, then that means they recognize something. But this one Japanese scientist, he wondered if fish could do this. And it was super interesting because the fish, sometimes they get these little red parasites on their like body. So they put it like on their chin, and then the fish recognized it and tried to like dive down into the rocks and like rub it off. And if they put it on the left versus the right side, they also like try to rub it off. But why I bring this up is because he realized that with all of the different mirror tests, they all put different marks in different places, and some of the marks are not relevant to the animal. Like for the fish, it's like the red dot meant it could be a parasite, so somehow they recognize that. But with other ones, like a chimp or an elephant or whatever, sometimes they'll put like an X here, sometimes they'll put red on their like face, sometimes they do something else, and it's all like very inconsistent. So why I brought that up is because in science, to do good science, I'm not much of a scientist, but the way you measure things matters, because if you're measuring the wrong thing and you're not really tracking what you think you're tracking. So with this whole leveling thing, I think I have to like figure out how to track calmness and how to track like emotional integration and access. And I'm not really sure. Like those are really strange things. With a run, you can just be like, I ran this much in this much time. You kind of get a pretty clear idea, or people track their heart rates or their VO2 max or whatever. But when it comes to like psychological things, even in therapy, there's like no clear metrics. I understand things are complicated, but it's all that means to me is that we're not measuring the right things, or we don't understand the thing well enough to know what to even measure. Health, like general physical health, there are certain things like blood pressure and heart rate and like blood cell count and or BMI that are all like general indicators of health, at least, because a lot of them like relate to multiple different diseases. But when it comes to something like stress, how do you measure stress? One of my thoughts is it's how much we distract ourselves, because we use so many different distractions. So if you like reduce those things, that means you're like more self-reliant and self-soothing and have better coping mechanisms, that you don't need to like jump to something outside. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure those things out. And in terms of these videos, I'm also figuring that out too. So weirdly enough, I do think doing these, it helps me like reflect on what I'm doing and keeps me accountable in some way that I'm actually doing something. Because if you don't like actually do anything, nothing actually changes. So yeah. that's it for this time. Hopefully next time I'll come up with some better system on how to level up and gain experience and like get better at things. But for now, till next time.